Football changed its language. Not all at once. Quietly. Gradually. It began to count distance. Before it counted intelligence. To measure speed. Before it understood timing. Power replaced positioning. Efficiency replaced elegance. Numbers grew louder. Thinking grew quieter. Data started deciding matches. Before instinct could breathe. The stopwatch spoke first. The mind spoke last. And in the process, some of the game's finest minds were quietly left behind. Not because they failed, but because the game stopped listening. These weren't players built for clips. They weren't designed for algorithms, heat maps, or highlight culture. They were built for control, for leadership in chaos, for survival when systems collapsed. And decisions had to be instant. They understood space before it opened, time before it disappeared, pressure before it arrived. This is part 3. 5 icons who mastered football, before football stopped valuing mastery. Fernando Redondo. Elegance before efficiency. A defensive midfielder, with grace. In an era that celebrated force, Redondo chose intelligence. He didn't defend with violence. He defended with understanding. He intercepted ideas. Before he intercepted passes. Broke rhythm without fouling. Controlled tempo from the shadows. A Champions League winner. A multiple-time La Liga champion. The quiet engine of Real Madrid's balance. He made recovery runs look like choreography. Made danger disappear. Without ever raising his voice. Tackles felt unnecessary. Because positioning had already won. Redondo didn't chase the ball. He waited for it. Let the game come to him. Then took it away calmly. Injuries shortened his reign. Memory shortened it further. He retired in 2004. At 35. Today, at 55. Redondo lives away from football's noise. Private. Reserved. Uninterested in nostalgia. Elegance doesn't campaign for recognition. It doesn't demand applause. It assumes understanding. Alessandro Nesta. Defending made beautiful. He didn't tackle late. He arrived early. Where others lunged in desperation, Nesta glided with certainty. Where chaos invited panic, he answered with calm. Positioning beat power. Anticipation defeated aggression. A World Cup winner. A multiple-time Champions League champion. A king of Serie A. For 2 decades, he stood at the heart of the storm. Quiet, composed, unmovable. Forwards feared his presence, not his force. They feared the space that disappeared. The pass that never arrived. The run that died before it began. Nesta defended with his mind, long before his body was required. He read attacks like sentences, and ended them before the final word. Nesta proved something football often forgets. Defending is an art, and art doesn't shout. He retired in 2014, at 38. Today, at 48, Nesta teaches the game he perfected. Coach, developer of defenders, student of space and restraint. Beauty doesn't vanish. It matures. It changes form. Diego Simeone. Before the dark arts, there was pure fire. A midfielder built on intensity, on leadership, on an absolute refusal to lose. Simeone didn't dominate with elegance. He dominated with belief, with presence, with the certainty that his team would not break first. League titles in Spain and Italy. International trophies earned through sacrifice. Midfields shaped by will, not comfort. He turned pressure into fuel, turned chaos into direction. When games lost structure, Simeone gave them meaning. Teammates followed him because he never hid. He demanded responsibility by carrying it himself. He retired in 2006, at 36. Today, at 54, Simeone leads from the touchline. One of football's most influential managers, a builder of identity, a master of mentality. They call him a villain now, but leaders don't age. They adapt, they sharpen, they evolve. Javier Zanetti. Longevity nobody celebrates. 20 years. Same intensity. Same discipline. Same respect. Zanetti didn't peak and fade. He endured. He wasn't flashy. He didn't need headlines. He just never declined. Fullback. Midfielder. Captain. Champions League winner. Serie A legend. The moral compass of Inter Milan. He led without spectacle. He inspired without shouting. Every tackle, every run, every pass was a lesson in consistency. a testament to endurance. He retired in 2014, at 40. Today, at 51, Zanetti still serves the club he defined. Executive, ambassador, standard bearer. Consistency doesn't go viral. It doesn't trend on social media, but it wins everything. Because greatness isn't about flash. It's about presence, and Zanetti never left it. Ruud van Nistelrooy, the purest predator football has ever seen. No assists, no flair, no theatrics, no unnecessary gestures, just punishment. Every defensive mistake was a lesson. Every rebound a target, every corner a trap, every penalty box touch a calculated strike. Golden boots in the Eredivisie, La Liga, and Premier League. League titles with Manchester United and Real Madrid. Top scorer in multiple seasons. One of the most efficient strikers the game has ever known. He didn't roam. He didn't wander. He lived in the penalty box. The 18-yard box was his hunting ground, and he knew its secrets better than anyone. Strikers like Ruud don't survive in modern football. Too specialized, too honest, too focused. The game now values flair over precision, style over ruthlessness. He retired in 2012, at 36. Today, at 48, Van Nistelrooy shapes attackers from the sidelines. Coach, finishing specialist, mentor to strikers learning the art of anticipation, timing, and ruthless efficiency. Predators don't disappear. They adapt, they evolve, and they teach the next generation how to strike without mercy, how to make every touch decisive, how to turn instinct into legacy. Ruud van Nistelrooy was more than a striker. He was a reminder that football still has room for precision, instinct, and deadly efficiency, and that predators always find a way to survive. Football keeps changing. New systems, new stars, new metrics, but its foundations remain the same. Timing, positioning, discipline, belief, intelligence. These men, they mastered what the game cannot replace. They didn't need highlight reels. They didn't chase fame. They weren't loud. They weren't flashy. They were necessary. They shaped matches. They shaped teams. They shaped eras. Even if history hesitated, their impact cannot be erased. Part 4 is coming, and the forgotten list grows longer. More icons, more stories, more proof that football doesn't only belong to the stars we remember. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. Be there next week when we uncover the next legends that football tried to forget. Because football doesn't remember itself. We do. We witness. We honor. We preserve. The game still belongs to them. The men who mastered it quietly. The men who played for more than applause. And the work of remembering has only just begun. Stay ready. Part 4 drops next week. Don't miss it. Thanks for watching. Bye.